Hello everybody, welcome back to a brand new episode of our iRacing AI NASCAR Cup Series career mode. Hope you're all having a great day. Today, it's round 2 of the playoffs here, the middle race of the round of 16, fresh off of a wild, dramatic race in Chicago to open up the playoffs. I guess there was apparently a post-race altercation actually. Let's hear a bit of a report on that.
Kurt Busch was livid with Brad Keselowski with their contact last week. Plenty of stern words and plenty of shoving occurred on pit road. We'll see if this boils over into this weekend.
Well, there you hear that immediately to kick off this weekend. We saw Brad Keselowski, completely alter Kurt Busch's final playoff run in the first race of the playoffs. So we'll see how that is going to work out for him here. Fresh off here in practice, getting some laps under our belt in the number 21 machine. I was dealing with a bit of a loose car in practice. Actually got sideways there, clipped the outside wall with both sides, or both ends of the car, the rear end, and then the right front as well. But fortunately, it wasn't too bad there, and we were able to continue on without any issue. And then we would just continue to long some laps, get some comfortability here behind the wheel of this number 21. We come into, of course, this new race here in Kansas with a pretty decent effort here in the playoff situation. We are 9 points above. Ryan Blaney won, obviously, so he has advanced. I just realized I capitalized the L in his name. But Bowman out by 5, Harvick out by 6, Kurt Busch by 10, Chris Buescher out by 19 points as we were rolling here into qualifying, now getting underway in Kansas, the mile-and-a-half oval. We had a bit of a rough outing here earlier in the season. Things didn't really go our way in Kansas, so I'm hoping that we don't replicate that in the playoffs. But we are 9 points to the good, so can't really ask for a whole lot better right now after the way things went in Chicago. We crossed the line. Actually, we were P1 at the end of our first lap, not by much, 0.03 of a second over Chastain, but out of turn 2 right here, I got really tight. I hit the outside wall again for the second time this weekend, so that invalidates this lap time, and that puts me down to P9 as Alex Bowman, Christopher Bell, Daniel Suarez, Chastain, and Cindric are going to be our top 5. Truex, Byron Elliott, myself there, Austin Dillon as well in the top 10. Austin Dillon's had a terrible season. Nice to see him up here in the top 10 for once, but you see the rest of the order. Harvick, dead last. What's going on there in the 4? He's going to have a lot of work to do, and he already comes in below the cut line. Let's head to the race.
Here, thinks Kyle's going to stay up next to the wall, but the car comes down, and that is amazing.
24, and around goes the 77 of Jones, almost up over the wall as they hit hard.
Oh, trouble.
Hard, and the wall goes in.
Byron noses in.
Oh!
Byron went in hard.
Oh! Trouble.
Big crash. Danica Patrick and Joey Logano and Eric Almirola. Oh, and around goes the 7, hard into the outside wall.
Hang on.
Back out front, more wreck.
And around goes the 95 and the 37.
Hard hit.
Hard into the wall.
Oh my goodness.
I absolutely love the part in that intro when Darrell Waltrip was just like, oh. Anyways, we're moving on here, ready to go. Green flag racing from Kansas. Stages, you saw it right there. 15, 40, 75. Green flag, well, it's out here from Kansas Speedway. Race number 2 of the playoffs, and the first round is underway. Alex Bowman leads the field to the green flag. Your pole winner, 1 win on the season. That was in Atlanta for the Ally Financial Chevrolet there with the number 48 on the side. You can see immediately everybody's going to be doing exactly that here. Everyone kind of fights for the top here in Kansas at all costs, so it does open the door for a little bit of chaos, but it opened the door for myself to take advantage of the inside, getting past the 19, the 1, Bell all the way up there as well. Well, look at William Byron. He's got no number on the car, which I'm not sure what that's about, but yeah, there's a numberless Liberty machine in front of us there. Byron, a playoff contender, of course, and Bowman leads the first lap over Daniel Suarez and our Alliance teammate of the 2 of Austin Cindric here. We clear Byron into turn 1. We're up into P4. We started P9 up to 4th place in turn 1, but we're into the outside wall already on the exit of turn 2, trying to get into the swing of things running that wall. Well, we certainly figured out how to run the wall now, as you can see. I was trying trying to fight back on Byron here a few moments later up the inside, and really just trying to see what this car has and what it's capable of early on here. Now, as usually the qualifying is not a representation whatsoever here in iRacing career mode of where you're going to run ever. Now, as you can see, the 20 of Christopher Bell actually getting to my outside on the exit of turn 2 and then actually clearing me just about here down this front straightaway. So I would actually clear him back though in turn 1 and 2 on lap 5. So up the spot we go again, running here in 4th place. But as this was happening, Martin Truex Jr. and Kurt Busch have a run in here. Two playoff drivers. Truex would damage to the right side. He would actually have to come into the pit lane, and they're going to have to do repairs on that number 19 car. So playoff implications right here, as Rick Allen would say. Up front, we were trying to run down the 2 of Cindric and the 99 of Suarez. So Cindric had passed Daniel Suarez and was on a bit of a charge here now as Bowman was continuing to drive away from everybody, but we were already at only 5 laps to go in this stage. But you can see as the laps are going on, we're getting a little bit closer to the back of those 2 cars in front of us right there. But Bowman has a lot of speed in that number 48 currently and shows really no signs of slowing up here. As you can see, Byron, Chastain, Bell, Keselowski, Elliott, Blaney all up here on this top 10 battle and whatnot. You see Truex is back on track right now, but he is not on the lead lap. Kyle Larson running a little bit rough. We actually had an update on him after what happened in Chicago.
Kyle Larson is looking for a rebound week after a rough outing in Chicago. He told me earlier today he is confident the number 5 team can contend for a win this weekend.
Well, there you have it right there. I don't think he's going to be contending. There's one of our pit road reports on that number 5 team of Larson now. Cindric falling off late in the stage. We're going to pass him easily through turn 3. By the way, for that pit reporting thing, I'm trying to find a way to maybe get some background noise to kind of make it sound a bit more, I guess, authentic and not like it's right in a studio almost kind of deal, but I'm trying to find a way, but I don't necessarily know how I'm going to do it yet, but I'm going to look into the options here. Last lap, though, of stage 1, Alex Bowman running away with the stage win. We have a good car so far. We just drove up into 3rd place and are closing in on Daniel Suarez, but Alex Bowman is going to come through to win stage number 1, I think his first stage win of the season actually there, as you see the rest of the cars coming to cross the line all up inside the top 10. Keselowski and Blaney as well. Blaney's already locked into the next round with that win last episode in Chicago, but we would be the only one in the top group of cars to come into the pit lane, which has become relatively standard now, but we would bring about the last half of the grid in with us here. 4 tires, fill it up on fuel. No repairs needed. We did catch that wall, but there was no damage done. Larson, Kyle Busch, some playoff contenders all into the pit lane here as we were getting ready to go green for now the beginning of stage 2. But a pretty calm, cool, and relaxed stage 1. The racing was pretty fun. I really enjoy racing here against these AI. They like to get spread out, but they like to race well for the most part when you can get spread out. We're underway for stage 2, and Alex Bowman, Daniel Suarez, anybody that stayed out in stage 1 is simply going to be a sitting duck. Now, the trends are at the 1.5 miles. They'll be all coming into the pit lane. Everybody will be pitting. At the end of stage 2, contact between the 24 and the 99 of Suarez and Byron. Big hits there, no caution. We're going to remain green flag racing. I started on the inside, so this is a golden opportunity for myself to move forward here now as contact there with the 18 of Kyle Busch and the M&M's 18 car, but we save it, thank goodness, but I lost so much momentum hanging onto the car. Suarez, he was actually trying to get to the pit lane, couldn't there, he was stuck on the top, so Daniel Suarez is going to be coming into the pit lane momentarily here, just looking for an opportunity in the back there. You see that 23 of Bubba Wallace and the 14 of Chase Briscoe off the pace here, and that's, well, why that happened right there. Heavy contact, toe link absolutely destroyed on the right front. No caution again, so we stay green, and I was on the move with my fresh tires, not as much as Michael McDowell, who was up to the lead of this race right now, passing the 48 of Alex Bowman. We're battling with playoff contenders again of Byron, Chris Buescher as well, but you can see we're slicing and dicing through this field, and we got to the back of our Alliance teammate there of Austin Cindric. We're going to look to the outside of the 2. We're going to pass him down into turn 1, nearly catch the outside wall there. Then we run down Alex Bowman, and this is going to move us up into 2nd place. Based off what we had in stage 1, I expected to easily be able to run down this 34 of Michael McDowell. However, not the case. He's actually pulled a gap on me here as we come through to lap 24, but the caution is actually going to fly here in Kansas, so that is going to make things a little bit interesting. Going to force a restart on us here, and here's what happened. Chase Elliott, Ryan Blaney battling. JJ Yaley for Rick Ware Racing makes contact. They continue to run into each other. Elliott takes a big hit there on the right side, but Yaley goes spinning to the inside, and the caution is going to fly here in Chicago, or sorry, not Chicago, my mind's on Chicago, Kansas. But now everybody would stay out, so we would immediately get ready to go back racing. I was excited for this restart because it got me back to Michael McDowell, but he caught me sleeping on the restart. Look at him go. He is gone by several car lengths already. Lap 28 to 75. Keep in mind the stage ends at the end of lap 40, so 13 laps of racing here to go in stage number 2. Easily clear of the 48 of Alex Spellman through 1 out of turn 2. We have a bit of a run there, but it already stalls out on that 34 of McDowell. But once again, you would have expected based off of what we put up on the board in stage 1, we would have really good pace. No, McDowell was driving away from me, and my car, just as these laps are going on progressively, just felt worse and worse to drive, and it was showing because I'm in the outside wall on the exit of turn 4. Fellow rookie Jay Cook for iRacing, who's had a miserable season, is all over my rear bumper as we head down into turn 1. But look at this again, turn 2. I'm going to catch the outside wall again. Cook's going to go by on the inside, lap 33 here, 8 laps to go in the stage, and we're just continuing to struggle all of a sudden here in stage 2, and you can see the gaps continue to increase in front of us. Cook driving away, McDowell driving away, Joey Logano is now running myself down here as we head down into turn 1, and it wasn't long till he had a big run on the outside. I went to the inside because I just wasn't comfortable right now with this car on the top. Logano passes us. I made no adjustments at the end of stage 1, but clearly it looks like I should have, because here now goes Kyle Busch to the outside. He's going to pass me as well down this back straightaway, so we are going to drop down another position. That is now 5th place. We run in final lap of this stage. You can see how much I'm struggling pedaling this car around. The 17 of Chris Buescher closing up on my rear bumper, looking just about to the inside down into turn 3. He is going to have an opportunity to get to my inside. I'm going to hit the wall again, not just pushing whatsoever. I just couldn't turn. Michael McDowell wins stage 2, and what has gone wrong for our 21 car at the end of this stage? We crossed the line for stage points still, which is great, but at the same time, what in the world is going on with this car? Because we're continuing to go backwards. So P6 in stage 2. Immediately, everybody is going to come into the pit lane, but I wanted adjustments. So I made some right rear spring adjustments to loosen up the car, and we're going to hope, obviously, that that makes the changes, the difference that we need. So we would come out of the pit lane a few spots behind, because it actually took a few seconds to repair some of the damages we had picked up by hitting the wall a couple times in stage 2. So we were P7 now on this restart for the 3rd and final stage, and now it's going to get spicy here. This 3rd and final stage is underway. We will, of course, get playoff updates as the episode concludes, but the further we dive into the playoffs, we will try to get some live playoff updates throughout the races. Logano, though, out in front. McDowell is side by side with Kyle Busch. Here I am trying to move myself forward now to the inside of the 7 of Corey LaJoie. We got a couple Spire cars up here in the mix because the 77 is also here. 3 wide in the background. That's Kozlowski, Elliott, as well as Kyle Larson. Larson hasn't gotten any stage points so far in the playoffs. The regular season champion, by the way, has not shown up so far in the playoffs. Contact there between myself and the Trioval and the 77 of Landon Castle there. A bit of a moment. We save it, thank goodness. Down into turn 1, though, we're going to try and recover immediately from that and get up the inside of the 7, who's not going to leave a lot of room. We make contact on the exit of turn 2, run each other up the track. Now the 20 of Val got put in the outside wall. Jay Cook contact as well. Everybody saves it, continues on in the right direction with 30 to go. But goodness gracious, what is going on with this 21 car is what I was wondering at this point now. And you can see Bell now making the move on the outside. He's going to get in front of us, and we're trying my best to stick with him. But look at this, a few moments later behind me, look at this absolute mess right here. 3 wide, 4 wide action there. Elliott side by side with the 17. Harvick's trying to move his way forward. Harvick qualified dead last. He has had a rough day, and that is not what he needs here, because obviously he's facing elimination currently if he has another rough day going into Bristol next episode. But look at all these battles happening there. You see the 1 of Chastain, the 12 of Blaney as well. They are going at it here in Kansas now as we continue side by side now with the 77 of Landon Castle. This would be a move to try and get us up into the 6th position. But once again, I felt a drop-off in pace from stage 1 to 2. I'm feeling even more of a drop-off now from stage 2 to this stage. Look at Larson just drive right past me. He was gone. Denny Hamlin would run me down and pass me as well. As this race has gone on, every lap that's gone on, this car has gotten worse and worse. And in the outside wall again, I'm trying to run the top, but the car was just, even after loosening it up, plowing tight, and it was really hit or miss in some of these corners, and now the 17 gets past us. We are in danger of finishing outside of the top 10. We try to pass the 17 back, actually do get clear of him. Now, fortunately, we have gotten stage points in both stages, so if we do get a subpar finish, we have those stage points to kind of make up for it. But we kind of did settle in for a little bit here, 19 laps ago, and we were running in 8th place behind Denny Hamlin in that number 11 machine. Now, as you can see myself kind of avoiding running the top at this point. Didn't want to damage the car, but Logano's still out in front, but you can see out of turn 4, 17 to go a few laps later. Look at this. I am just getting destroyed all of a sudden. The 17 passes us. The 45 of Kurt Busch, he is going to pass us as well. I'm trying my best to hang in there and fight against these guys, but it was impossible. Now the 2 of Cindric to my outside on the exit of turn 2. Down towards turn 3 and 4, he was going to pass me as well. We are officially outside of the top 10 for the first time here today in Kansas at the worst time. Now 12 laps to go. Austin Dillon catches me sleeping. I can't do anything. Couldn't even defend. He passes me as well, as I'm just begging for a caution. I need a reset. I need to come into the pits. That's the only thing that can really save us, to get fresh tires on this car. I don't know what's gone wrong. Chastain's going to pass me as well, and we just continue to fall down the order. I have no idea what's going on, dude. The car is so bad. You saw there, do a big save. Elliott passes us as well. Denny Hamlin, unscheduled pit stop, however, late in this race, just about 10 laps to go. He's coming into the pits. Not sure what happened there. I went and looked back in the replay to see, and he never picked up any damage or anything, so I'm not quite sure what's happened there. But you know what? The favorite line, playoff implications here. Now, you see the 45, Kurt Busch, at the inside of the 2 of Cindric there. They're battling it out side by side. Look it up there. Kyle Busch, Christopher Bell, William Byron, Kyle Larson with a heck of a rebound into the top 5 as he's trying to run down those guys up there. McDowell is closing in on Logano. The 41 of Priest exiting the pit lane, and so is the 43 of Eric Jones. So we have a couple cars in the pit lane. Tyler Reddick back there as well, having a rough day, as you see Gilliland battling it out, and Harvick as well, trying to move his way forward. A lot of rough days for playoff drivers, which is going to benefit myself tremendously here as we fall down this order. 9 laps to go. The caution is going to fly. We needed the caution. We got the caution, and it's for the 6 of Brad Keselowski, who's just getting back rolling, and you're gonna see it here. Contact with Daniel Suarez, a big hit there, and another big hit. That's not actually the reason for the caution. Watch this. So through the tri-oval, he's up out of the way, trying to stay out of the way. He's got a broken toe leg, comes back down across in front of traffic. Jay Cook turns him into turn 1, and that's what brings up the caution here. And, well, as you can imagine, I'm immediately, hopping on this opportunity to come into the pit lane. I'm going to give up track position. It's going to be a late race restart. Obviously, there is some problems that can come up with giving this track position away. There's going to be a lot of stacking up on this restart with the fresh tire differences, so I was a little bit concerned. But I was one of the only ones that pitted, and the drivers behind me had already pitted, like Hamlin, the 43, the 41 as well. So we're back underway, and it's going to be a 4-lap dash in Kansas. We're in the mid-20s, so we got some work to do as we head down into turn 1. Alex Bowman, he actually pitted as well, I should mention. He's on 4 fresh tires. He's flying on the inside. He's already gained. He's going to gain about 10 positions in just about 2 corners easily now, as we're stuck on the outside. We can't go anywhere. We have a car on our inside of the 78 of BJ McLeod. Down into turn 3 here as we are all over the back of the 38 of Gilliland. We're crashing here into turn 3. A big hit to the outside. While nothing we could do, they stopped in front of us. We get turned to the inside. No caution. NASCAR has kept it green. If a caution came out now, the race would end under caution, and NASCAR decides we're going to keep it green. It was a wreck towards the back of the pack. Multiple cars were in it, and look at the 48 of Alex Bowman. He is absolutely flying here. Look at me, though. I'm not flying. I'm hanging on for my life. I'm having to turn the steering wheel to the right, even in a left-handed corner at times. Look at this. It was terrible. But as we were coming up to the final lap, house phone ringing in the background. That doesn't matter, though, because here comes Alex Bowman. White flag is in the air. He's up to second place. It's not even a contest. He's going to blow the doors off of the 22 that doesn't even have doors. Now, Alex Bowman to the lead after a late race pit stop. Your pole winner, who won stage 1, got absolutely screwed over bad strategy, has recovered tremendously through 3 out of turn 4. Alex Bowman for the second time this season, the first time in Atlanta race number 2. Now in the playoffs, he locks himself into the round of 12 as he came into this race below the cut line. Bowman wins in Kansas City, the rest of the field crossing the line, and then there was me in this pile of junk, and I was very disappointed because, the whole race, we just got worse. I've never had that happen in iRacing, I don't think, where we just got worse throughout the race. The car just was unbelievably weird. It just kept getting worse and worse as the laps went on. It is what it is. Nothing we can do about it. Of course, we take a look at the standings, and on that side of things, it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. We came in 9 points above the cut line, even with 27th place because of other driver struggles and the fact that we got stage points in both stages. We actually gained a point and are 10 points above the cut line over Martin Truex Jr., who obviously had a rough day, Kurt Busch, Chris Buescher, as well as Kevin Harvick. But you see, Harvick's the worst one off. He's only 21 points out. So it's fair game. Anybody can make something happen in the Bristol Eliminator. And I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button, like, comment, do all those things. And I am looking forward to the Bristol Elimination race in the next episode. Oh, by the way, announcement in the next episode regarding Season 2. I'll see you guys then. Have a great day, everybody.